Welcome everybody. Welcome to Matt Bajerski YouTube channel. Psychic Experience. Psychic Experience Live. Welcome everybody. Today I've chosen Moldavite with the slice of Moldavite in, just for extra boost and kick. One of my favorite oils for working as a psychic. Don't let me forget. And I hope this microphone is now working. For the past few weeks, I've been doing lives and the microphone was connected to this machine called Apple instead of this Rhodes machine. So I hope I sound a little bit more less Yorkshire. By gum. By Elklimo Batat. So I've chosen 5 beautiful Moldavites. They're slightly bigger than the petites. I hope you appreciate them. They're all handpicked. They're all stamped MB collection. They've all been sent to Bali and mounted. So I'll just show you one of them. And they're perfect enough as a starter. Beautiful. Just to hang. Well, look what I'm wearing. If you look at it, this is probably bigger than what's on the Moldavite trio. So there's 5 of them to give away to you beautiful souls today, after I've done this read. Now, I might be a bit rusty as a robot. I am, as I was a robot once, a robotic dancer. Here's the size of my cards because my eyes aren't as bright as they used to be. Well, they're beautiful, but not as sharp as they used to be. So I'm going to mix them up now. It looks like some of them are the wrong way around. So let us do that. Can you all hear me while I'm doing this? We stop there. You're a bit slack today, Mr. B. Just add my hot chocolate, just so you know. Hot chocolate. That's hot chocolate that is in there. Hot chocolate. Drinking pana agua. There's no flies on me today. Got my beautiful... Oh, new top. New top. Yes, Ganesh. Oh, it must be religious. No, I'm not. Just like it. What, do you want me to wear a white t-shirt? Oh, it must be a god lover if he's wearing a white t-shirt. Should I wear a black t-shirt? Oh, it must be one of those dark occultists. What should I wear? Nothing. Oh, look at him now showing off with his man boobs. Yes. Okay. Mix the cards, Mr. B. So the way just... Sound is good. Thanks, Brendan. Got you. Thank you. Nice and easy. Easy to see. Sound good. Just what I need. Sound bites. Okay, so how do I split the cards? You can split them any way you want, whatever feels comfortable. If it doesn't feel comfortable and you feel that something's not right, then split them again. Always go with your gut instinct. So for me, to make it easy, so that each one of these cards, every time I do a reading or did do a reading, as I referred to, I retired years ago. But if I'm stood in front of you now, I would always mix the cards so that you can see there is no cheat. I just used to think, well, I don't want to give anybody a thought that I'm cheating in any way. That's why I'd never took names ever, just first name. Don't tell me who you are. Why? Because I could have looked me up. So my website always says, never, ever tell him your full name. And that was for me, for my benefit, because it made me feel better. Then when I did a reading, then somebody said, yeah, there's no way he could have known that. Then they say, okay, I think he's genuine, right? So I did it for my own sanity. So how I would do the mix would be 4. I'd split into 4 and then go on top of each 4. All the way along, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, in front of my client. And at the same time, I'd smile at my client like that. No, I wouldn't. I was a joker, but once I started, I get into a little bit of a serious mode. Now they're the wrong way around now. So there you go. But outside of the work, I'm a kind of, well, I've grown up a little bit now. So, but I was a joker. I was more of a joker, Peter Pan, as somebody once said. A kid never grows up. I feel I'm about 33, 34 now. That's how I feel inside. Only because people keep saying, how old are you? It's like, why do you want to know how old or what's important? Well, you know, because you're going to judge me on how old I am. If I say I'm, 18, you're going to think I'm a kid. If I say I'm, 50, you're gonna think something different. So age has got nothing to do with anything. Okay, so I took 2 decks. So out of the 4, I took 2 decks, put them together, put them down, and took another 2 decks and put them there. So this is how I split. So I got 2 decks here. So I'll choose from each deck whenever I feel like I want to. So sometimes I'll just go to there and go to there. No reason, no rhyme. There's no ABC 1, 2, 3. It just goes on a flow and a feeling. Before I start, you beautiful souls, I want to mention to you, you might not have seen it. It's been put out there by the Pure Energy Healing Academy. Yay! So we're opening our doors, which is pretty cool. We're opening our doors for the first time. So it's here. It's on the Pure Energy Healing Academy. We've just put it out there now. So for the first time, we're opening our doors at the Pure Energy Healing Academy. What does that mean? We are going live, and we'd like you to. We'd like to see you there. Hi, wonderful friends and family of the Pure Energy Healing Academy. Last week, we announced that we were holding live sessions for our new and seasoned healers. Congratulations, all the new and seasoned healers, by the way. You're well done. You're on a journey now to become the most amazing healer in the world, and enjoy the journey, and never stop learning and experiencing from others, but never stop learning and experiencing from yourself and your clients. It says, okay, let's go back. Last week, we announced that we were holding live sessions for our new and seasoned healers and those currently attending one of our programs. We have 3 programs, 2 specific ones. One's Pure Energy Healing course to learn to become a healer and to learn to heal and learn to heal yourself and learn so many things. The other one is a Pure Energy Crystal Healing course, learn to heal with crystals. Very simple, very beautiful, both very gorgeous courses. Amazing. People love them. Probably one of the best in the world, I believe. These are all online, by the way. It is with much excitement that we are inviting you all for the first time at our academy. We have chosen to open one of our live sessions to our entire Pure Energy Healing Academy community. All of you who have been part of our journey. If you haven't become the Pure Energy Healer yet, but thought about it, if you are interested in or thinking if this might be the path for you, you are invited to join one live session on, write it down, guys. It's good to write down, August the 18th, and that is at 8 p.m. Please note, this is important, please note, because you've got to appreciate and respect that the people who are taking the course then and taking the course now, this is about what they need to ask questions and they need to explain their experiences. So you are basically listening in on something that we've never done before. And it's really beautiful. Honestly, it's so beautiful, the life-changing conversations that people are just buzzed up. I thought it was a great idea to let the general public in to listen to this. Please note that this is not a healing session. It's not a healing session. Okay. Those who are not healers are in attendance as auditors only. This means you are welcome to observe and listen in. So it's just basically what's going on in the Pure Energy Healing Academy course when the course is halfway through, midway through, and what the people are experiencing, what they're asking questions, and what's going on. It's really fascinating. As we answer the questions of the Pure Energy Healers and interact with them about the practice of Pure Energy Healing and crystal healing. If you are interested in attending as an an auditor, you won't be able to ask questions. It's not about that. It's just to listen in. It is to observe only. Please request to register here. Go on, press there. Oh, no, you can't. There are limited spaces for auditors, so we won't be able to get that many on. But still, if you're interested in wanting to know, and just to see the reaction of healers midway through and what they're going through, fascinating. If you are a pure energy healer or a pure energy crystal healer or attending one of our courses currently and haven't yet registered, please use this. Click on there. Go on, press. No, you can't do it, can you? You may register for one of our both sessions. It says blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way. Today is a beautiful day. Why is it a beautiful day? It's a beautiful day because sometimes I just think, it'd be nice to know what the future holds. And I don't often pick these cards up. I'm not saying I'm brilliant. I'm the best. I'm not saying I'm right. What I am saying is that I promise to do my best. And let's see what happens. I often say to you guys, if you're going to ask a question, ask it as a family unit, as us here trying to make the difference in the world. The questions should be kind of like, not about, I've met this guy and I don't know whether he's right for me or not. This isn't a channel for that. It never has been. This isn't about you. It's about the collective and trying to grow. And grow meaning, how is there anything that we need to avoid in 2025? Is there anything that we need to know about, this? Or is there anything that we could do for the collective for this? These are the questions that I'm passionate about. So when I look into the cards, I'm looking into it as a whole, as people who come from the same place as me in this beautiful spirit world that we are in, this physical body. What can we do? So one of the questions I put to you there is, is there anything that we can do today, now that the chemtrails that are sprayed upon us, is there anything we could? That makes more sense because yes, it's relevant to you, but it's relevant to everybody. So when you ask me a direct question like, is my toe going to heal? I mean, I'm not saying you're selfish. You want to know, but that is really something that you need to do with a reader one-to-one. So this is more of an open thing that we're trying to get to for all of us. Capisci? Capito. Capito tutti. Okay. So if you want to ask a question, why don't I start? Oh, he's off again. Always me. Why don't I start by asking, what does it look like from today and the next 6 months? What are we in now? I don't look. July, August, September, October, November, December. So it's 6 months. We're halfway through the year. Sounds a good time. That's probably why I suggested this. Please remind me to do the giveaway of the Moldavites at the end. So just type Moldavite when we're coming up to 1 hour, okay? Because I just forget sometimes, because that's the way I am in my head. I'm out of it. I'm not in my head. I'm out of my head. Okay. So the question I will put, and then I'll look at all the other questions, is for this next 6 months, what does it look like for the next 6 months? It's a kind of open question. Let's see what the cards say. Okay, I'm going to hold the card. It's okay. Did I hold it? I'm just going to hold the card up to you. Okay, so I'm going to choose from the top, close my eyes, and hold the card up. So this normally relates to, as you can see, let's just look at the card and think about it. First of all, at the top, there are wands. Wands is normally to do with your mind. You look at that person there, they're shining bright. They're shining so bright, and yet they're surrounded by walls. They're surrounded by darkness. So the metaphor, just by looking at that, is that it might feel to you or to everybody else that in your mind that you are in caged, you are imprisoned, you feel like alone, you feel like you're the only light in darkness. And that is going to be true for a lot of people. This is what this card says. There's going to be a lot of people who don't understand their power, who have lost their power, They have lost their power by their belief that they've been told that they have no power. So they will be feeling very, very insecure. Okay, very insecure. I would say by looking at this card, it is from now till October, because the 10 is shining bright in my eyes. So from now till then, what are we learning from this card? We're learning that we have to be the light, because this is what we're being told by the card. We're being told clearly that there are going to be obstacles. There's going to be brick walls that are going to stop you. They're going to do everything they can to make you, imprison you. But the sign is that you are the light, and they cannot dampen your light out. They can try and imprison you. They can try and use the AI technology to make you believe that you're imprisoned, incarcerated. They're going to try and make you feel that you can't do anything, go anywhere. And yet the card, what I'm being shown is that free your mind, open your mind, and allow the energy of the spirit world, or whatever, the universe, the source, the cosmos, whatever that energy is, to engulf you, to fall on you like a waterfall, so that you are strong in that darkness. So if there are 1,000 people around you sat down in darkness because they've decided to embrace the darkness because they don't know a way out, you are the one here watching this, listening to this. You're the one who has to stand up and shine the light for everybody else. You are the one that makes the difference in darkness. You are the one that defeats darkness. And it tells me that you have the mindset, you have the power, you have the thoughts, you have the feelings, you have all that you need to see clearly along this journey. So remember, if you're here and you're watching this, whether it's on repeat or not, this message is for you. You are the answer to the upcoming months that we will be under attack, that we will be there's going to be traps, there's going to be manipulations, there's going to be more lies, there's going to be more things that reveal themselves, that we will see that the 99% will be sat down and not seeing, because they're in deep hypnosis. So like you can't be hypnotized. Like me, I can't be hypnotized. There's something about us that can't be hypnotized. So be proud of the power that lies within you. So it's a good card, and it's very similar to the card that I drew 6 months ago. It was very similar. Why was it? If you remember, it was a guy stood on a broken earth with there were so many things just broken around him, but he was shining. She was shining. He or she, that soul was shining. And the answer was, in the world of madness, in a world of destruction, you are the light that shines. And this is exactly the same card, but this is slightly different, because this is an attack, not on the physical, not on buildings as much, but more in the black screen, in darkness. The darkness is the black screen. So it's manipulation of the mind by way of AI technology. So bear that in mind, and it's a good start. It's a good start. So I actually don't feel so bad with that card. I'm happier. If you ask me why, I'll say because there's many people who've sat in front of me over the many years that have received that as a first card. And I've often said that this actually is a very powerful card. It says that you are the power and you will get through this and it will not affect you, which, you know, ultimately they can throw the darkness, entity, demonic, manipulators of the world, all of these corporations, they can throw what they want at you, but they can't affect you. That is a beautiful thing to know. So congratulations. So I'm going to put it out there because I think that that's actually a beautiful card for me to shut up now and let you come in and ask a question. Yeah, as I said, I'm not a typical psychic reader who's going to start telling you about love and where you should be. That's not who I am. I'm reading for the collective. So the question should only be to the collective. Don't ask me about love or anything it's not about personal. It's about the collective. Thanks. I appreciate that. Oh, so you're asking for the rainwater. You're asking, is it pure that comes down from the sky? This normally is a representation of purity, anything of light. So I don't think it's been manipulated as much as what we think rainwater. So it comes down from the sky. This looks like, to me, it's like the rain. It's like waves. So it tells me that everything's fine. It doesn't give me any bad indication that rainwater is being affected. So I would say I wouldn't worry too much about rainwater itself. Again, it's like anything else. You can fear and worry, but that's no good. The best thing, because if you fear and worrying it and you're drinking rainwater thinking it's poison, then that's the worst thing you can do. But there are things that you can do with rainwater. There are shungite you can use to cleanse and clear the water. You can use crystals, which I do to help, but I also use many different methods as well with rainwater. It depends if you can afford it or not, but there are many ways of cleansing, clearing water. Just go online and start asking. You'll find that you can clear out a lot of the crap in rainwater. And a great thing to do, which my friend does, I was going to actually do it. It might be an idea for somebody out there. I have 1,000 ideas, right? I have 1,000 ideas. I put it to my friend a while ago, and he came up with the idea and he made one. And he was thinking about selling it, but he didn't. So here's an idea for you. What about a beautiful coaster? Create a coaster, right? That's nice, but make it out of or mix in there. I don't know whether you'll be able to do that. You could do it or fully just make it a magnet. And why? Think about it. It's a great idea. I've got tons of ideas. If I didn't sell crystals, I'd be an entrepreneur. So I would make the first magnetic coaster. Why? Because when drinking natural water and you've got your magnet there, when you're drinking water, which could be polluted by metals, which that's what they're trying to do, and I'll explain why in a second, you stick that there with the magnetic pull will pull it down to the bottom. So you're once it's at the bottom, you can drink the water like this, or lift it up and just drink the water, knowing that all the metal's at the bottom. Anyway, shut up, Matt. Going off one. But anyway, I have sorry about that. I just go off on one sometimes. I have this business idea, I've always had that in me. I've always had, this is a great idea. It's just like I was even thinking about when I came back here doing hydrogenated water and thinking, should I start a company? It's like I've always got thoughts to try and help people, not to make money, but try and help people. So what do I do here? I've got reverse osmosis at the farm. We invested a lot of money. It was about 14,000, and not people can't afford that. I understand that, but I want to be self-sufficient. So I've got a well. Down in the well, we've got a very powerful motor that brings up to 3 huge containers. And those containers, the one for drinking water, has one inside it ozone treatment all the time. So there's an ozone machine sending ozone out into this huge tank. From there, it goes into another tank, which is a tank which is filled with salt. So it goes through that process, then it goes down to the bottom to our taps in the house, and we've got a reverse osmosis. So it goes through all of those 3 processes. So you could say that I am paranoid, but I also drink Pana Agua. We've tested Pana Agua, and it's probably one of the best at the moment. But I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to take over the company, and they're trying everything they can to get it into every food and everything. Like what I share with you is not because I'm just saying it. It's because I have valuable friends. Oh yeah, he's another one who has valuable. I do. I have friends who are doctors. I have friends who are nurses. I have friends who are very connected to Costa del Sol Hospital and all the other hospitals around here, Belmadina, all of them. So I used to go into them all the time. So, anyway, the point being is, and just so you probably know this or you don't, but they're also putting all of that shite that they're putting it onto your appeal, where they're putting it onto your fruit and vegetables, salads. They're getting it everywhere. All your foods are finished. They're putting it in all that now, but they're also putting it into pharmaceutical products now, all of them. So if you're taking right now new anodine, paracetamol, it's in all of them now. It's in everything. They are absolutely after everybody. Oh, you're paranoid, Mark. No, I'm not. I'm talking from people who have actually told me these things. So anyway, and those who are experienced and in the field of work of what I'm talking about. So there you go. I wouldn't worry as much about the rainwater. I guess at the end of the day, it's important to you how you feel that you want to drink water. So I only drink Pana Agua now. I don't drink any other water. So all the water that comes through is for washing and for cooking. So that's just, I'm overly paranoid, right? But I've never felt better in my life. So, the only time I feel bad is when I have to put myself through some of the poison things, like going on an aeroplane, knowing what they're going to do. So they're after us in any way they can. It's basically a culling of humanity. That's it. And if you don't know it by now, then you're gone. You're absolutely gone. There's no way of getting through. So, questions. Let's have a look at a question. This is from Karen. How best to navigate through navigate the throwing divide between those of us who know the true nature of reality and those who do not? Okay, so what you're asking for is, it's a great question. What do we do? How do we navigate through? Do we help them? Do we not help them? What do we do? Well, I'll pull a card. So this is a wisdom card. This is a card of a philosopher, a genius. This is a card of somebody who sees clearly. This is a card of everything in this card screams. If I just read the card, on the card, it says deep thinking. It says straightness, somebody who's concerned. There's so many words that are coming through. So if I'm to read this card and I'm looking at it, I would say be the teacher, but be the teacher in the right moment. So I often say this card, if this card came, if you were dating somebody and you said to me, I want to know what he's like, I'd turn this card over. I'd say, okay, this person is a deep thinker. He thinks about everything. He doesn't rush into anything. He very rarely speaks unless he's asked. He never jumps. He never says something before thinking about it. He's a deep thinker. He wants to make a difference in the world. He wants to help the world. He sees well. He's a wise person, deeply loved and acknowledged for. He listens carefully and is passionate about life. So that's quite a nice thing. If you've met somebody and you've had that read to you, take that same information to how we help people in the way of this divide. How do we navigate through it? Be this person. And that's not easy. So before you start typing away at somebody, just be that person. Just wait till, for me, I will not jump on comments now. I just won't do it because there are monsters there ready to attack. So I don't waste my energy. This person does not waste his energy on those that have no understanding, right? None. So it's about your intuition knowing the right moment to share the truth. And it's like a reading. It's just like a reading. How you deal with knowledge, how you share knowledge is equally as important than the knowledge itself. Because there's things I would like to say to my daughter. There's things that I'd like to say to my partner. But sometimes it's not the right moment. And sometimes some people need to learn things themselves. So for me, it's having the intuition when to speak and when not to. It isn't about telling everybody and screaming and shouting. That's not balance. That's just opening you up for all the monsters to come and attack you. And then you say, why did I even bother? What was the point of that? Yeah, well, you'll keep getting that until you get the point. You'll keep getting that until you figure out to be like this person here. So a true healer, a true seer, a true speaker knows when to speak and who to. You can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Therefore, is there any point taking a horse to water? Is there any point leading people to water if they're not going to drink it? What a waste of energy. So my benchmark, my grounding is, if somebody asks, that is when you open the door. So they ring the doorbell. Okay, I'm going to answer the doorbell now. And that would be, I hope that makes some kind of sense. Okay, but nice question, Karen, and very relevant to all of us. So we've got another one here from, is that Mercury? Okay, Mark, the light and dark are at war. How many years do you think it will be before it will calm down? Okay, so this card is a little bit of a tricky one, but in essence, this card is always about self. It's always about taking control. It's always about navigating through life in itself. Basically, what this card means is that you only see what you create. So it's like, what do you want to see to make the change in the world? So if I focus on the black screen all day long, then all I will see is darkness. If I focus to walk in Mother Nature and walk through it, then I get to meet people who are kind and caring, and I get to heal myself and see things in a way that doesn't affect me anymore. I'll give you a great example. For many years, I was the center of attention for everybody when I was in England. I never wanted to see anybody hurt. I never wanted to see anybody fight. If I ever saw a fight, I'd be right in the middle trying to stop it. I was the peacekeeper. That's who I was, to my detriment all the time. And it always affected me all the time, all the time. Did I help some people? Yes, but ultimately, you can't help people. They have to help themselves. You can stop something for a moment, but then they'll come back to that very point and start again when you're not there. So I realized this the day that I became a reader and healer. And I realized that, Mark, where you are is where you're meant to be, and you do your best. And that's fine. But is there a point where you interfere? Is there a point where you stand back? So I'll give you a great example. I was walking with Yvonne one day in the town, and two people were arguing in front, shouting at each other. And as we were talking, we just walked by and went up the stairs and to my reading room. And she says, "Oh my God, you've changed." And I'm like, "Have I?" She said, "Oh my God, Mark, you would have been panicking and stood there saying, 'Is everything okay?' to these two people. But for the first time, you walked past and said, 'You know what? Let them deal with their own shit.'" And I was like, wow, what a thunderbolt moment. So the problems are still there in front of me, but I chose not to see them in this. Look, if I see somebody trying to stab somebody, of course I'm going to do something. But what I did there was judge or feel the energy and say, you know what, you don't have to be the answer to everything. Let people experience what they need to. And that wasn't a big deal. But I might have made it a big deal, and then the rest of the day is crap. This card, I often look at this card because it has a wheel. I see a wheel there, just there. That wheel is like I'm holding onto a wheel, navigating through life in my car. Who's driving the car? Me. I have to navigate through it. It's up to me. It's not up to anybody else. I'm not waiting for God. I'm not waiting for the darkness or the light. It's me who has to navigate through life and make the change. And by doing that, you shine your light from your third eye. You become more natural in your mind and thoughts, and you become more in peace with your emotions and heart. And thus you become stronger like stone. You're strong, you're grounded, and you will walk a path of harmony and peace. And that's how I see it. Look, ultimately, that card tells me one thing. There is always light and dark. Darkness only seems dark because we are in it and because we're focused in it. There are thousands upon millions of people who are doing light work, who are focused on the light and only see the light. That's why you get a lot of people who, again, can't control themselves and jump onto everybody saying, Mark, you're too dark. You should be filled with light. You should be then, you should be that. And I thought, where's all your happiness and where's all your joy? Again, some people don't know how to behave, and so it's all about knowing how to bring your message across right without causing issue. That's genius. That's intuition. It really is. Any more questions? Let's have a look at that one. How do you know when you are called to read for others? How do you know when you're called to read for others? You see, the one thing that I don't do, and I've never done, and too many people do this, is that they force their work on others. And what I did was I looked up and said, look, if my work is real and if I have a message for somebody, I will be honored to read for somebody. And what happens is I just left it at that. So people, my way was just putting cards on a table. So everybody's situation is different. I had a little shop. It was called Run by Angels. And I had a pack of Doreen Virtue cards. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice? Because I'm always wanting to do for others. I've always done that. So there's water and food on the floor for dogs when they come up the stairs, always. And just things that I want to do for people. So discount. I always gave discount at my shop, always. And like so I'm always wanting to do something good and always wanting to. So I thought, it'd be nice to have a little table and put read your angel card today. And so people used to come into the shop, angel cards. And then they'd all be lined up face down, and then they'd pick the card up and read it, right? And then I think that was it, nothing else. But then somebody had come over and said, what does this mean? Again, your door's now open. They've rung the doorbell. So you open the door and you tell them. So that's how I did it, because they're ready for the message. I often saw people saying, you need a card reading. Oh, you need a card. You're not well, you are. Healers, you're not well. I can see something wrong with your ovaries. Like, you bastard. You horrible human being, putting fear into this woman as you walk past. And there was loads like that. Oh, I'm sure I think you need a reading. I think I need to tell you something. Just I try not to hate. But when that happens, I just get so angry, right? If somebody walks up to you and feels a pull to you, then that's fine. So that man who's been saying that, if he sits down and somebody goes up to them for a healing, then that's fine. That's natural. That's the flow. There's a reason for that happening. Okay. So I'm not angry at the man. I'm angry at what he's just done. I don't hate the man. I hate what you did. I don't like what you did. It's wrong. So I saw that and realized that that is not the way. That is not the way. I don't care whether you're the best reader or healer in the world. That's not the way. It isn't. So the question was, how do you know when you are called to read for others? When others ring on your doorbell. That's it. And how that happens and how you want to influence that, how you want to make that easier is up to you. There's nothing wrong with saying, I'm a reader. There's nothing wrong with having signs or sending messages out. It's up to people to see it then. So, you know, I'm not big into advertising, but I do say, when I was doing readings, I'm a psychic, or hi guys, I'm doing a circle night tomorrow night. It's up to them then whether they want to come. I didn't directly go to their inbox and saying, hi, I just put it out there for everybody to see as a public message. That's it. When somebody is sat down having a chat with you, oh hi, how are you doing? You're fine. So just talking about life, and you know, I really the woman might say, you know, I found this feather today. Oh, that's so lovely. I just feel my mum around, and you know, yeah, it's just such a lovely day. What do you do for a living? Well, funnily enough, I kind of I do psychic reading. That's why I'm here. Okay, then I do a reading or I do a healing. I'm not feeling well today, Mark. You're not? Yeah, I'm really sorry. Don't feel good at all. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. So what are you up to these days? Well, actually started doing some healing, started learning to heal. Would you be able to do some for me? Of course I can. So you see the difference, right? It's not rocket science. It's just being humble. And you know, sometimes when you slip up and you did, and you're like, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have jumped in and done that. Your consciousness tells you this. Your consciousness says you don't do that. You don't do it. And some people will say you do it. Sometimes you have to do it. Never had that. My consciousness never said that to me. I do see bullies. I do see people frustrated and not getting anywhere in life that go overboard and step over that line, and it never works. It's never really helped. So there you go. I know I go a little bit deep into stuff, but there you go. I'm actually hoping for somebody to ask me questions that might be relevant to today that you can go away with and go, you know. So question global economy and personal finances in the next 6 months. I don't do finance. Sorry. You'll have to ask somebody else. I am definitely not into finance. I'm into just other things than finance. I mean, you know, up and down. If you want my truth, there's always ups and downs, just like energy shifts and goes. If all you're ever doing is focused and worrying about finances, then you will be worried about finances, and then finances will worry you, and then you'll turn the finances into worry, and now the worry will turn into lack of finances. So I do understand we're in a recession, but I also know that across there's people making trillions of dollars. So it depends how you want to focus and what you want to focus on. You know, do you think you know, if you start asking me questions about, you know, I'll turn a card over just to show you, because my cards don't normally talk about money. But if I turn the card over now and it has balls on, round balls, that's coins, then it was relevant to this conversation. And you were right and I was wrong. So I'll close my eyes, pull there. Okay, so this card tells me I'm a joker, right? So there, stop joking around. Exactly, Mark. Right, so next question. It showed me. Okay, question. Thanks for the question. That's very personal. I can't tell you that. No personal questions. It's about like for everything. So no, because it's not what I'm doing today. It's the best advice you can give in regards to manifesting. Again, these are all personal questions, really. Manifestation isn't really what I'm trying to, it's not really what I wanted to read for manifestation. How to deal with energy that might want to go inside you. So the question about all of us and energy that might want to go inside us, okay? I'll turn a card over, but I'll explain what I mean, okay? So the death card is normally, if bad energy comes into us, we're going to die. Well, maybe it's trying to tell us something. Maybe if we look carefully up there, there's a flame of yellow up there, and that flame of yellow is on the crown chakra. And a lot of people believe that bad energy comes through the crown chakra. True, but it also comes through the whole of the energy. It can come in and out. So that's why we have fragments in our energy field. But yes, absolutely true. It does come through the crown chakra, but it also comes in anywhere else, because depending on what your energy is functioning like, your power points, it can attach in any way. It can come straight to your heart. I've been a healer watching people and seeing that negative energy can attach to certain places, and it can leave certain places as well. So it can come straight in and out of the aura. So the question of this is it is true. We can kill ourselves by allowing negative thoughts or negative energy into our energy field. There's been more than enough experiences that I've had through clients over the years that have struggled to clear fear from their body and the attachments. They clear them and then they go back into the attachment. So it's almost like you've cleared one entity, you've cleared one negative energy, and another one either reappears or is created. So how that happens basically is that your mind creates a place in the temple. And if it's in the mind, then it creates an energy frequency which is low, vibrates low, which is like a tuning fork for negative energy to come along. So it vibrates a dark energy. So when you create a garden filled with poisons, all you're going to get is poison coming in. So your thoughts are so important to not allowing negative energy in. However, there are times when people attack you, and then that energy then sips down and might sit on the throat because of what you've said, might sit on your heart because of what you feel about something that's made you feel bad in the heart, or falls down to the stomach and then causes this issue in the stomach. So point being, how we clear all of that is by how we think, how we allow things into our mind, how we allow our mind to speak to us, how we allow our mind to create, and what our mind is actually telling us. So our mind has a set pattern to what it likes to say through the day. Our mind likes us to do certain things. Our mind reminds us that we need a coffee. Our mind reminds us that we need sugar. Our mind reminds us of many negative things. And we have to learn to clear the mind of all of those negative things to make the change so that darkness cannot enter. So you cannot have a clear body free of negative energy and entity attachment when it is poisoned, when it is in a bad terrain, when it is in a bad place, when it is in a dark, low frequency. So again, it's up to you to change that, to make the difference, and it's step by step. So that's how I deal with it. I cleanse myself daily. I use oils, which I didn't do just now. I didn't open that and use it because I'm busy talking. So I'll use oils. I'll cleanse the room, which I did earlier on. I cleansed the whole room. Then I opened all the windows to clear out any form of negativity, which there wasn't. It was cleared already, but I wanted to do it because I was doing this now. Why? Because I want only good energy in this room. When you heighten the energy of a room with sage or Palo Santo and you cleanse the room with beautiful music, then dark energy, it's like playing heavy metal to an angel outside. So I'm playing heavy metal in here and the angel's outside. It ain't coming in. It's the opposite. If I'm playing angel music and lovely healing energy in this room, darkness just doesn't want it, whether it wants to or not, can't come in that frequency. So you have to change your body tempo to a high frequency that you are protecting yourself and you're grounded and going into Mother Nature, eating healthy organic foods, clearing yourself of AI technology so it's not attached to you all day long, and on and on and on and on. That's the way forward. And that's when they can't get in you. And once that's happened, you'll notice something. Your thoughts become beautiful and you won't have bad thoughts and things talking to you like, that's an awful thought. That's an awful thing to think. You won't have that because you won't have any attachments anymore. I know you didn't mean that. I know you didn't. It's just me. Just ignore me. Truly look into something that brings fear first, looks behind the scenes, puppets pulling. I know you didn't. I know. It's just me. I'm just on one. So I'm looking for really deep questions. I mean, look, if I'm to look at the darkness, if I'm to look at the puppet masters pulling the strings, and I turn a card over now and say, what's going to happen? I guarantee you it's going to be the same thing. When one puppet master dies, another 10 take their place. It means that it never stops because we come from different places. What we want as loving, kind, caring souls, they want the opposite. They want death and destruction and poison, and they want to rule an earth which is burnt. So it's always going to be there. There's never going to be a point. Look at the history, tells us everything. Look at all the wars. Look at all the cullings. Look at all the, have you ever seen the photos of the 17th, 16th, 15th centuries of cities empty? Have you ever asked yourself why that is? When have you ever seen a city in daylight empty? These questions need to be asked. We've been lied to about history. Somebody asked me, what do you think about all of this? I have my theory, and I don't want to upset people, but I want to help people. So if you want me to tell you the truth, here's my truth about that. I believe every single thing right now is by design. I believe every single person they're trying to poison with metal. They want more metal in you, and then one day they're going to switch on all the 5G, all the 710G to a frequency of a microwave. Just get yourself a spoon, a silver spoon, stick it in a microwave, get some metal, stick it in a microwave and switch it on. Imagine yourself being full of metal and they're switching on all of that. Now you can see why there's nobody on the streets anymore, why they're all empty, because maybe this has happened before with frequency and energy. So what's the answer? I'm scared, I'm worried. It's really simple. I hope and I'm wrong, and I please God I am wrong. But if I'm not wrong and they know that one day they're going to switch all of this to a microwave from above with the AI technology of Mr. Hero, what's he called? The guy who works for the military industrial complex, but everybody thinks he's amazing, even though his cars kill people and burn out. Yeah, that Musk, that's right. He's got these tens of thousands because he's the richest man in the world. Yeah, all makes sense, complete sense. Yeah, so we've got all of that up there, shooting down lasers, which are a frequency, which is like a microwave. We've got every single tower all over this world. I mean, come on, wake up, guys. There's a reason for that. Oh, high technology. Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. So they can manipulate it. They can change your thoughts. They can make you feel sick, just like the growler can make you run a mile and feel terrified. They can do whatever they want with this frequency at any given time. Oh, he's a fearmonger. Okay, so it might be bullshit. But hey, what if they're building underground fortresses where they all go down and then they switch it on, they come back up, and then we're all gone. And now it's all clean again. It's all clean of all of us ants. So what do we do? What I've been trying to tell you. I've been trying to say to everybody, please God, listen, clear your body of all metals so it won't affect you. If you've got no metals, if you've got no graphene oxides, if you've got no metals, heavy, man-made metals inside your body, then that microwave won't affect you the same. It won't have the same effect. Not in my opinion. It might cause issues, but if you've got metal, then look at the microwave. When you put a metal inside it, it goes crazy. So I spend my time drinking water, which is pure, eating food, which isn't poisoned. I do everything organic as much as I can, right? And I cleanse my body. and I clear my body all the time of metals, and I will not buy anything from corporations anymore that goes into my mouth or onto my skin. I work so hard to find alternatives, and that's why they're trying to kill all alternatives, because they know that that's the final piece. Once Codex is in full implement, then they've got us all, because all we're eating is exactly what they want us to eat. Bearing in mind that they eat nothing like that. They don't eat what you eat. Trust me, they don't, because they want their bodies cleared. They want it as clean as possible, so then microwaves won't affect them. So yeah, you probably, half of you probably gone now because it's too scary and too much to think about, and I don't want to take control of my life, and I don't want to do anything. I want somebody to look after me. I want my government to look after me. Sorry guys, this is who I am. This is why I've got hardly any followers, because people don't want to hear it. And it's okay, it's fine. I opened you up. You came here if you want, you go if you want. It's just my conversation. To change. Yes, it's in everything. Yeah, I made a video all about that. There's the dentist in Spain that spoke about this. Again, they use a what's it called? So if you ever go to a dentist, take a very strong what's it called? Magnet, and ask them to pull it down, pull it down, pull it down, and then tell them to take it from there, and you'll see all of that shit at the bottom, all that poison at the bottom. So even if your dentist won't do it, fine, just say, okay, I'm not doing it, because I know there's graphene oxide in there, and you can prove it to them. Because if you watch the video, I can't share it to you because I don't know where it is, but I shared it once before about the Spanish doctors and the dentists were doing the tests on all of them, and they were pulling it all down, and it was, sure enough, it was all there. It's in it. It's in everything. It's in everything. The best way to see this is not fear way, it's common sense. It's in everything that they're trying to poison us with. So we have to become local sourced. We have the power with our money to what we buy and where we spend it, and we need to invest in our thoughts and our mind, and we need to be we need to do things like, you know, I'm just growing some fresh seeds now. They're nearly big enough to be planted. So, you know, and if you can't do that, look for an allotment and grow them with 2 or 3 friends and start to grow your own food. I'm telling you guys, you'll be healthy as anything. Are we on the right path? Is that as a collective? So this is a beautiful card. The question that you asked, are we on the right path? So here's the answer. Inside you is a being of light, an angelic being, a being that speaks the truth, a being that blows a trumpet like you would see as an angelic angel blowing a trumpet, basically meaning that what I'm sharing is the truth. And that truth comes with a feather, and the feather is often known as wisdom, deep wisdom. This is a healer, a deep healing wisdom. And as you can see this card, the writing is there. The truth is given. So when we are on the right path is when we speak our truth. That's the right path. And only when you move into the light, you realize I was on the right path. Why? Because I never held back from speaking the truth. I'm wishing you a lovely day, guys. Today, the 5 winners of a Moldavite, I'm going to close my eyes and scroll and then click. So, Corey, you're a winner of a Moldavite. Please go to info@markbajerski.com and say, Mark Bajerski said I've won a Moldavite petite. Yelena, you have won a Moldavite petite. Go to info@markbajerski.com and tell them that you've won, and we'll send it to you free. Brendan Martin, you have won a beautiful Peace. Congratulations. I'm not looking at any names, by the way. I'm just clicking anywhere. Moto 346. You two have also won. I clicked on you twice there. And Katie Walker. Big up, Mark. Katie, you've won a beautiful Moldavite. Genuine, not massive, but genuine. And mounted in ballet with MB collection. Hold on to them because, like Pokemon, one day they might be worth hundreds of thousands. I'm kidding. All right, guys. Love you all. Hope you enjoyed this. It wasn't, but it never is really. It's just things that we already know. And it's just confirmation. That's all it is today. And I'm wishing you all a lovely day from the bottom of my heart. Shine bright and remember that message. The first message was very similar to the message that we had last time and the card. So this was last time 6 months ago. Everything's going to go wrong, right? You remember that? But look at the person on top. Now look at that. Everything is dark and blocking us, but look at the person. I would say it's a very similar situation to 6 months ago. So take care, everybody. Love you all. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Love you all. Big cuddles. See you.